So right now there are more than 30 clear concessions that are buried within the CEC's proposals. Some of them have the impact of increasing workload for full-time faculty. So one of the big ones is the M12 proposal that is posted on collegefaculty.org if you haven't had an opportunity to review it. So some of it is redefining the SWIFT by removing TCHs for asynchronous course hours. And Rebecca's going to get into much more detail of that in further slides.
The asynchronous delivery portion of their proposals is deeply problematic. And as we dig into these proposals, we're finding more and more embedded concessions. And the asynchronous delivery is definitely one of them. So at first glance, when you look at this M12, it appears as if they're going to give folks additional time for multimodal flexible delivery. More time when you deliver it for the first time, more time to support your students outside of the classroom. But when you dig in and you look at their definitions, what they're actually doing is adding an asynchronous component to 3 out of the 4 course definition types and indicating very, very clearly any asynchronous hours will no longer have a TCH attached. The 4th definition implies that synchronous delivery will now include in-person teaching and folks streaming in from other classrooms, and that's considered synchronous, and there will be no additional time aside. Next slide, please. They're also suggesting a new formula to assign attributed time for prep and eval. They're also suggesting, yeah, we'll give you a bit of extra time for multimodal flexible only in terms of their own definition. But then if you teach that course again, you get less time for a repeat delivery than any other type of course delivery. Also, a big flag is that there is no time assigned for asynchronous course hours attached to any course in a continuous intake program, which is typically academic upgrading, or courses that are delivered using self-learning packages, or courses that involve placements or clinicals assigned as either Special A or Special B. Really important to note that this applies to partial load as well. So when you look at their M12 definitions, and then you look at their, I believe it's M11 or M13, where they suggest that a partial load will actually get an increased step if they deliver a multimodal flexible course. At the same time, they're suggesting that no TCHs will be attached. So we have zero idea what these contracts would look like. And before we move out of this aspect of the concessions, everyone should know that our last day in bargaining, we requested a SWIFT that would provide an example of every single course delivery that had an asynchronous component, identify what that would look like. And we also requested a partial load contract with these new concessions as well.